You know, feeding a child can feel like you're trying to solve a giant puzzle, right? And just when you think you have it figured out, the pieces all change. Well, in this explainer, we're going to put that puzzle together. We'll create a clear guide to your child's nutritional journey, from their very first day all the way to their first day of school. Okay, let's dive in.
It's the question that keeps every parent and caregiver up at night. So let's just forget all the confusing, conflicting advice out there. We're going to break down exactly what they need, stage by stage, so they can grow up healthy and strong.
All right, before we get into the what and the when of feeding, let's start with the most important question of all. Why does this matter so much? Because really, understanding this is the key to setting your child up for a healthy life.
Think of it like this. You're building a house. The nutrition a child gets in those first few years, that's the foundation. And if you build a strong foundation, it could support everything that comes later. We're talking physical growth, brain development, even their relationship with food for the rest of their life. It's huge.
So let's start at the very beginning. That first year is just a period of absolutely incredible growth, where a child is completely 100% dependent on their caregivers to get the fuel they need to thrive. Here's something that might just blow your mind. An infant's resting metabolic rate is double that of a grown adult. Their little bodies are working in total overdrive, fueling this incredible growth. And that, as you can imagine, requires a massive amount of energy.
This timeline really maps out that incredible journey of the first year. It starts out simple, milk only, with a couple of major growth spurts thrown in. Then, around 6 months, you hit that huge milestone, the first tastes of solid food. And it all leads up to developing that pincer grasp, a giant leap toward eating all by themselves.
So what makes breast milk the gold standard? It really is all about the perfect composition. Look at that high percentage of fat. That's not just for energy. It is crucial fuel for building the brain's super complex neural pathways. It's basically nature's perfect recipe for a growing baby.
But look, breastfeeding isn't possible or isn't the choice for every family. And that is totally okay. Infant formula is a safe and really effective alternative, and it's designed to give a similar balance of nutrients. There are even specialized options, like soy-based formulas if there's a cow's milk protein allergy, and hyperallergenic ones, where the protein is basically pre-digested, which makes it way easier on sensitive tummies.
Okay, a quick but super critical safety tip. Never, and I mean ever, use a microwave to warm a bottle. It creates these dangerous hotspots that can seriously burn a baby's mouth. The safest ways are the simple ways. Just use a bowl of warm water or hold it under a warm tap.
Just as important as what to give them is knowing what to avoid. I mean, some of these are obvious choking hazards, but others are less so. For instance, honey is a strict no-go for any infant under 1 because of the risk of botulism, and their little digestive systems just aren't ready for cow's milk quite yet.
Okay, let's move on to the next stage. Welcome to the toddler years. This is where things get, well, let's just say interesting. It's a time of budding independence, some very strong opinions, and of course the classic challenge of the picky eater.
Now, you might notice your toddler's appetite suddenly takes a nosedive. Don't panic. That's actually normal. See, their growth rate slows way down after infancy, so they just don't need as much food. On average, a 2 to 3-year-old needs somewhere between 1,000 and 1,400 calories a day.
So, how do you handle those mealtime battles? Well, the answer might just be in this brilliant idea from nutritionist Ellen Satter. Her division of responsibility concept, summed up perfectly right here, is all about setting clear roles to take the stress off of everyone.
So here's what that division looks like in the real world. Your job is the what, when, and where. You provide healthy food in a pleasant setting. The child's job, that's the how much and whether they even eat at all. Seriously, embracing this can be a total game changer. It takes all the pressure off because you know you've done your part.
Let's try to reframe picky eating. It's not some problem you have to solve. It's a completely normal phase of development. For toddlers, saying no to food is one of the very first ways they can assert their independence. Just remembering that can help you stay calm and avoid those power struggles.
So to empower them during this stage, you want to set them up for success. We're talking child-sized forks and spoons, sturdy cups that don't tip over, and plates with little edges. All of this makes it easier for them to feed themselves. It not only builds their skills, but it gives them a sense of control, which can make mealtimes a lot more positive.
As we move into the preschool and school-age years, the focus starts to shift. Now it's really about reinforcing those good habits and learning to navigate a much bigger social world that includes friends, school, and all sorts of new food influences.
You know, a child's energy needs aren't static. They literally change every day. A 4-year-old might need 400 more calories on a day they spend running around at the park compared to a quiet day inside. And this is exactly why listening to their own hunger cues is so important.
If that picky eating phase is still going strong, try to focus on positive engagement instead of pressure. Get them involved in the process. Let them be a produce picker at the grocery store, or let them help you prepare the meal. The whole goal is to make food about fun and connection, not about conflict.
When you're introducing new foods, the best strategy is no pressure. Serve a tiny portion right alongside a food they already love and make sure you're a good role model. But honestly, the real secret ingredient here is patience. It can take 10, even 12 tries before a child accepts a new food. So whatever you do, don't give up.
And once they start school, that lunch program becomes a really key part of their nutrition. These programs are actually designed to provide about 1/3 of a child's daily needs, making sure they get a balanced mix of all the food groups to power them through the rest of the school day.
Of course, there is no one-size-fits-all approach to nutrition. That's just not how it works. Every single child is unique, and some have very specific needs that require extra care and a whole lot of understanding.
The single most important thing when it comes to supporting children with unique needs is partnership. It's all about teamwork, whether it's adapting to different calorie needs, respecting strict dietary restrictions, or accommodating sensory preferences. The key is always collaboration between caregivers, families, and medical providers to make sure every child feels safe and supported when it's time to eat.
And that brings us to our final thought. The way we feed our children isn't just about nutrients, is it? It's deeply tied to our own experiences, our culture, and all the memories we have around food. So it's worth asking yourself, how do our own stories around the dinner table shape the stories we're creating for the next generation?